So I know most of you already. Anyway, I'm Alan Gray. I'm the director of the Association of Youth Orchestras. And usually I have a big long introduction for Zoom, but actually today I don't really know what's going to happen. The one thing I am going to tell you is that you are in the movie. So if you turn up and your screen is on, we are recording and we are going to be making some sort of short film to present this. So you're taking part, you're in the movie. And then to introduce Clíodhna. Clíodhna is in Bern in Switzerland. So a real example of, I suppose, how the pandemic has actually helped to bring us together in a lot of ways, because the ability to connect across continents and across countries and across our own country has just increased enormously. So that's really great. So I hope we keep the good stuff that we've found during the pandemic, and hopefully then we can actually get back to playing together too. That'd be really nice. So great. Clíodhna is just going to explain to you what's going to happen, and yeah, I'll take part. I don't have my instrument, but I did bring my coffee cup, which makes a nice banging noise. And one thing actually, Clíodhna, you may need to ask people to do is, if you want recordings from the breakout rooms, you'll have to ask people to do that.
Okay, that they would record to the cloud then?
No, or record people's machines, but when people go into breakout rooms, they're not recorded automatically.
Okay, and where is that? Is that on the?
When you go into a breakout room, then.
Okay, so this is for every individual that they would record.
Yeah, or someone in each room takes a recording.
Okay, well, this would be good. So that we have the whole experience. We won't be adding everything into the film, but it would be good to have an insight that you remember what happened in that sacred space.
Yep.
So good morning, everybody. My name's Clíodhna Ní Aodáin, and I grew up in the Irish Youth Orchestras. I was principal cellist in the 90s at some stage, and then I took my studies to Manchester, the Royal Northern College of Music. I did a master's in Montreal in Université de Montréal, and I did a concert diploma in Switzerland, which is where I'm based now. And I have a big cello class that I teach, but I also have an orchestra, or two orchestras that I conduct. And of course we were online, so well, we weren't in person, and I was determined to keep the spirit of the orchestra going, which I know a lot of you are doing. And I found out so many amazing fun things that you can do on Zoom. And it was even after the first lockdown that my orchestra was saying, oh, is this our last Zoom lesson? Oh, this is a pity, you know. So what I'm going to share with you today are some of the ideas, and the good thing about them is that they all work in person as well. And you don't have the same efficiency as the breakout rooms where you can quickly drop people in, but when you get back to being face-to-face with your students and orchestras, you'll be able to use these ideas. And I asked you all to bring your instruments because it's a very interactive workshop. So if you don't have anything, like Alan said, he just grabbed something. He had his coffee flask and a pen. You can run into the kitchen, just get something that would make a noise. This is a great fun thing for kids to do as well, so that we have the opportunity to make music even without our normal instruments. So the first thing I'd like you to do is to just become aware of your breathing. So take a breath. And if you can, take a breath through your nose. And the first thing we will do, it's called one quality sound. And so what we do is we breathe in through our nose, and then at the top of that breath, we would just release whatever sound is there. And this is your authentic sound. So it might be like this. Or because it's early morning, it might be like this. So I'd like you with me, and we're all on mute, so really be your authentic self in your sound. And so here we go. 1, 2, breathe in. And let's make another one quality sound. this is just a beautiful way to connect to ourselves first thing in the morning. That what is our sound? Because sometimes we get up and then the phone goes an hour later and we realize we haven't spoken yet today. Oh, good morning. I have to find your voice. So really a nice way to just connect to yourself is through this one quality sound. So one more time, the third time, this one quality sound. Take a breath. And we all have this amazing, authentic sound in us. And I think it's so important to find out what it is. Every day it's a bit different. Now, if we move, taking the idea of one quality sound in our voice to our instrument, what I like to do is just say hello to my instrument in the morning, and maybe the left hand exploring in a way, because we have our set positions. We come in with tune, we're ready to go, but we mightn't have said really hello to the whole instrument. And so this is the idea of just a kinesthetic experience of connecting. And then I'm just going to let my hands guide where I might play a note, any note. And this is just my one quality sound for the morning. And so if you all connect to your instrument with both hands and just see where this might be. So here we go, your one quality sound on your instrument. And one of the most important parts of this game is there are no wrong notes. So the sound that comes is your sound. So here we go. Great. And what I'd love to do now, because it's an interactive, I have to recreate the breakout rooms. Let me see. So I'm going to send you into breakout rooms with 2 or 3 people, and it would be great if you put on your cameras for this bit. You're going to go in and say, my name is Clíodhna, this is my vocal sound, and this is my instrument sound. And it's really just one sound. So if you're one of our advanced percussionists this morning, this could be my sound. So I'll invite you to go into breakout rooms for 2 minutes and say your name, share your vocal sound, and share your instrument sound. And I'll see you back here in a couple of minutes.
My name is Matt, and my sound is... okay, that'll do. And I have my guitar with me here, so we'll play.
I like that note.
Back, smiling faces. It's always nice to connect early on in a workshop, because then you know who you're with. Otherwise it's just me and all these faces. But if you actually kind of go and make friends with the people who are here, I find it really, really nice. Welcome back. More smiles. Great. Okay, everyone's back. Well done. Okay, great. So this is just, I like when I'm teaching online to get people into a breakout room as quickly as possible, so that you have a feeling of connection with the group, because otherwise it's you on your own and watching me on the screen, and I find it's much more fun to just say, oh hi, you're here as well, and you can have this sort of intimate 2 or 3 people setting at the start. And so moving on from the one quality sound, I'd like to go into the idea of a one note story, because in classical music we think we have to play the right notes, but how much time do we spend on thinking of what the quality of the note is, or what the texture of the note is? And so my idea for a one note story is, if I take my favorite note, which is here on the cello, for my favorite note for now, and then I want to explore how many different sounds I can get on this B flat. So it could be this, it could be this, or like there's so many different ways to approach a sound. And then using this, it's like, in some of the paintings like Picasso, when he had his blue period and he just was painting in blue, he's forced to be creative, and because he has such limited resources. And so my idea, if I tell you my story of how I'm feeling now with this one note, it could be like this. And you can hear there's a huge possibility of expression using just one note. And this is a fantastic thing for kids to kind of open up, well, not just kids, but especially kids, to open up their idea of, I can tell a story, I have something to say. And if you're one of our percussionists again, then you could even with a simple instrument from the kitchen, you can still tell a story. And so I'd like you to go into breakout rooms again and to take this idea of, well, first of all, before you go in, have a little tryout on your own instrument. So pick a note, how many textures and sounds are there for you to tell your story. So just like a few minutes of trying yourself, see how it is. Super. And while I'm just going to get ready. I'll put you back into the same breakout rooms so that you can meet your friends. Now you have friends in the group. And I'd like you to go in and tell a story with one note. A really quick story, maybe 30 seconds or less, but just have this idea of, I can express myself with one note. So you get an invitation again to go into the breakout rooms.
Yeah, I think that's just pretty much it for this morning. Feeling
that's
flat.
quite meditative.
Welcome back, everybody. Nice smiling faces, yay. Welcome back. Do we have everybody? So the next thing I would like to talk about is the type of energy that we use when we play. And so I teach that there are two kinds of energy. There's the kind of ooh energy, which is like, a little baby or a puppy or beautiful flowers, or there's this kind of soft energy. Where we just play a couple of notes. And it's very, very, very soft energy. So just everybody try at home, play something very gentle, very softly. It's just like there's a child asleep and you're just going in to check on them, that kind of tiptoeing, but very careful, pianissimo, loving energy. So just try that out, how that could be. And then the opposite to the ooh energy, which is a great way to get kids to play softly as well. The opposite to that is the fire energy, where it's like, yeah, let's go. Okay, everybody, everything you've got. And just play as wildly and as crazily as you can. So I'll give you 15 seconds on the count of 3. Just play, make as much noise as you can. Really get into the fire energy. Here we go. 1, 2, go! Fire! 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 Keep going! Keep going! Keep going! Keep going! Come on! Keep the fire. I can see you. I keep just go absolutely crazy. Ah, let it all out. Crazy, crazy, wild energy. Fantastic. Whew. Okay, and this is also a way to activate kids, or if you find in rehearsal kids are just kind of losing attention, it's like, okay, let's go, fire energy. And they love this, of course. And you just need to find a way to stop them. And what I have with my kids' orchestra that I teach, I usually bring a barrel and I have a drum. And I have a secret signal. So when they hear, that's the signal, then they have to freeze. And this is really a fun game because then they can be as wild as they can. And then if they haven't stopped, I start counting like this on my fingers to see. And you know, the first time it might be 7 seconds, but really quickly they want to be better. And so like absolute silence. And so it's just a good crowd control, because once you release the fire energy, you have to know how to stop it. So maybe set up the secret code in advance. It's easy on Zoom because you're all muted. So our third breakout room, and I've switched it around. So you're going to meet somebody new, and you're going to say, "Hi, my name is Clíodhna, and this is my ooh energy." And then you listen to everybody do their ooh energy, and then say, "This is my fire energy." And it can be a couple of seconds, but just so that you've really felt the extremes and what it's like. And there are no wrong notes. This is just a fun exercise, but it's exploring dynamics, texture, expression. So I'm going to put you into new breakout rooms, and there's maybe 3 or 4 in a room. So I'll give you maybe 3 minutes to get through. So please join the breakout rooms now. And the ooh energy and the fire energy.
So my baby one. And the crazy one, I don't know.
Wow.
So fantastic. Everybody, welcome back. Bertie, how did it go?
Okay. Tempered glass is kind of scary when you're trying to go frenetic. But
Okay.
awesome.
I should have said
in the Nanaco.
I should have said you can also use your voice, actually. That would have been good for you. So
It's worse than the tempered glass. However, it was excellent. The two, Nanako and Geraldine, they were cool, especially the fire energy. It was really
fire energy is good, huh? To get you
Yeah.
going in the morning. Great. Is everybody feeling fired up? Ready to go? So cool. Okay. Well done, everybody. So we've had our ooh energy and our fire energy. And now the next thing that I'd like to explore, just going to put my cello to the side for one moment, is the idea of virtuosity. And this is like a freak out word that everybody thinks, what? Me? Virtuoso? No, come on. So, but actually we are all virtuosos already. And I'm going to show you how. So the first idea, if you want to put down your instruments for a moment and free up both hands. And we're just going to shake out our hands. And Delphine, I'm going to be calling on you in a moment. Thank you. So we're just shaking out our hands. We can put them up, to the side, the other side. And then if we imagine that our hands were actually able to talk to each other, what might they say? This one might say, and this one could say, and this one, and there's a little conversation. So everybody just try this at home. And it's really relaxed. You'll notice you can shake your hands out well if they're very relaxed. If they're stiff, it doesn't work. Delphine, could you unmute, please? And Delphine and I are going to have a conversation. Fantastic. Thank you so much. That's brilliant. And so this is another way of having a conversation. Kids love this. I mean, I was running in for my son's kindergarten. I had a workshop over a couple of months. And the first day that they came in, I knew there were 22 kids and 11 different languages. And so they came in on the first day. We all sat around on the floor, and I just started, and they got it immediately, and they were in, and we were just talking, and everybody knew where we were, and it was just a fantastic tool to establish communication. The channels are open, we know where we are. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to go into your breakout rooms and have a little conversation. And if it goes into a fight, it's okay. So it tends to sometimes, because it's quite funny to watch a fight. But try and get out of the fight before you come back. So I'm just going to open up. Let me see. I'm going to put you into twos so you can really enjoy the experience. Well, there's 2 or 3. So you just have a partner. Let me see, did that work? I think I could even do it smaller. How many breakout rooms? 14 breakout rooms. Here we go. Okay. Let's have a babbling conversation and just return to child. Remember how fun it is to be 3 or 4 years old and so just have a quick conversation. I won't leave you for too long in case it escalates, but have fun in the breakout rooms.
Hi, Bertie.
Blah, blah,
Blah, blah, blah, blah, blah.
blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Welcome back. So this idea of, I mean, just letting it go, whatever is coming out, is really liberating, but we can translate it also to our instrument. So, I mean, if I try babbling on the cello, if that was written down, I could never play it. But because I'm in this frame of just letting it free and babbling and being actually relaxed and fast, this is what virtuosity is. So, and I mean, it's kind of really easy. That's the trick. But you would never think it because we're like, oh no, I have to work on all my scales and I have to, no, just get relaxed, get into that frame of mind of babbling, of letting go. So everybody try on their instrument, and including how virtuosic, I mean, your advanced diploma at this stage, Bertie, on your tempered glass, I mean, you can bring in some body movement, make it theatrical. Just really go as fast as you can, as relaxed as you can. See how this would be for you on your instrument. And I'm going to put you back into the same breakout rooms so that you can have a conversation on your instrument. And if you don't, you can, if somebody doesn't have an instrument they feel is virtuosic enough, like the pot lid, use your voice. And someone can answer on the instrument. The idea now is really to have this conversation. Pull in your instrument if you can. Okay, so here you go into breakout rooms again to have this kind of virtuosic conversation.
Something then I say hello. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Well done. So you've discovered your virtuosity. Remember, that's yours. You can access it anytime. The next thing I'd like to explore with you is an idea called sing what you play, play what you sing. So I trained with David Darling, a great American cellist who died actually in January this year, and I was with him for many, many years in workshops in Switzerland, and he set up an organization called Music for People, which is a fantastic organization that facilitates people who think they have no musical experience to discover their innate musical genius. And one of the things that he loved to do was to sing what you play, play what you sing. And first, if we connect to our instruments, we might think, oh my goodness, but it's so hard. And, you know, I remember first time I met him, he's like, well, can you just play something? And I was one of these musicians like, well, I have to get my notes, and I can't play. And he's like, you know, thousands of tunes, thousands and thousands of tunes. You've just never made the connection to bring them to your instrument. And so an easy way in is to sing what you play. So the voice is a genius, and we can just play like one note, or, and just imitate with your voice the note that you've just played. So I'd like you to try that on your instrument, and if it's the pot lid, imitate with your voice. See what it is. So you're just play one note and then sing that note. And so we might have two notes. La, la, la. Try it with two notes. And just in your vocal range. So I'm not going to try and sing this on the, I'm around here. And if I take three notes, la, la, la. Play three notes on your instrument. See how you can imitate it. And this works really easy. You can feel that the voice can imitate. I mean, we were born with this gift of imitation. It's how we learn to speak. And so if we switch it around, play what you sing, a way into this is not with exact notes. So I would say go ba, ba, ba. So it's kind of high, middle, low. So I might not the same notes, but it's in the ballpark. So if just try that, everybody play a high, middle, low note on your instrument. We're not looking for the same pitches exactly. We're looking for the idea of high, middle, low. And we've already made this connection with the babbling of. So try that you babble a little bit, and then what you've babbled, translate directly to your instrument. Blah, 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 blah. So it's not the exact pitch, it's the mood, it's the idea. So just try that, everybody. That sing first, and then in the style or in the mood, just to bring that back together. And this is a great way to connect to our inner musical voice, because sometimes we might have da-dum, bum, ba-dum. So da. Find the first note, da-da, da-da-da. Da-dum, bum, ba-da. Da-dee-ba-ba. So take the idea that there might be a little groove, take two notes and sing da, 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 da. And see if you can find it on the instrument. So I'll just give you a moment to try that out. Just sing a little groove, two notes, and put it on your instrument. See if you can connect like that. Cool. Great. And then from where, this is something really to practice. I won't put you in breakout rooms for this. This is something you just need the time, but please take the time to really explore the possibilities of connecting voice and instrument. Sometimes if you don't have a wind instrument, I like to sing and play, or sometimes la 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 like if you want to get fancy, you can go in thirds and stuff. But it's the idea of we have a voice, and it's so wonderful to make the instrument our voice, because the music is already in us. We're all full of music. So that's the idea of to sing what you play and play what you sing. And now, as a final part for this connecting to ourselves part of the workshop this morning, I'd like you to play one note and then play another note. Maybe go back to the first note. And the idea of connecting to play a powerful kind of solo. So and I like to leave a lot of space and listen to the impulse that's in the silence. Do I go up? Do I go down? Do I stay where I am? So this is how we can create a solo using all these tools that we've looked at. So it's the quality of the sound, it's the texture, it's the rhythm, it's maybe the groove. But the idea that we can have, if we listen, take the time to come into the moment and listen, play one note. Do I play the same note? Do I go up? Do I go down? So I'd like you to all just try that right now for yourselves, and then I'm going to ask you to go into breakout rooms. And remember, there are no wrong notes. So your powerful solo might be contemplative. I love to do those kind of solos, but it might be. So there's power in softness, there's also power in fire energy. So just have a little try yourself, and then I'm going to recreate the breakout rooms. While you're doing that, let me see.
Lovely, thank you. Mine will not be as melodic as either of those, but
welcome back, everyone. How did it go? How did it go? Anybody want to give a little feedback before we move on to the next section of the workshop? How are you all doing?
We were all very contemplative.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? How did it go?
I was going to say nice and relaxing.
Lovely. Lovely. Okay. Anyone else?
We had a Jethro Tull impersonation.
You had a what?
A Jethro Tull impersonation.
Oh, wow. Cool. See the magic that's happening in the breakout rooms. Wow.
Sorry, I was going to say the same because I was in the room with Martin and Bob, and they were amazing.
Wow. Wow. Cool. Thank you. And I keep forgetting to ask you to record the breakout rooms. See you now. I'll probably miss that. I'll try and think of it next time. Thank you. So that first part of the workshop is really, it's kind of connecting to ourselves. Where's the music in us? I hope you all have a feeling now that you are full of music. And the next part is connecting more to the group. And this is really interesting if you're teaching groups, because how can we have this interaction online? We have a room full of musicians. It's totally different when we're live as online. So one part that I love to start, and it's actually also a way that I always start rehearsal with my kids orchestra. So it's all the craziness and getting out and tuning and trying out, and we have installed now, or it's in the kind of culture of the group, that I take my bow on and I give a signal, and the first signal is always this. So just 4 crotchets, and as soon as they hear that, they know they have to, it's a string orchestra, they know they have to play their open D string and they have to imitate. So you don't have to play a D now, but we'll just try this with, I'll give a rhythm, and you can just imitate the rhythm on your instrument. So here we go. Super. So it's really simple stuff I do at the beginning. Sometimes if we're leading into something that I want to practice, like syncopation, I might do an easy one and then I'll go into syncopated one. So I might do this. And please repeat after me. So it's a call and response. I will try again. Super. And so whatever the pieces that you're going to be working on, it's just a nice way to get attention. It means I never have to shout in rehearsal, because I never have to say, everybody, okay, we're starting now. Come on, shout, sit down over there. I just bang on the drum and they just click into place. So this is a really useful tool for live. And then also my call to attention, which is that if things are getting crazy in between, that I can get them to quieten down. So another way then is if we use our voice. So if I give a call, hey, yeah, can you sing it back to me? Hey, yeah, sing it back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. And so this is just a gorgeous way to have this interaction. Now I'm going to ask Catherine, are you here, to unmute? Catherine, are you? Yeah, great. So we'll just do a little call and response. I'll call and you can do the response with the voice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shuka chaka ba.
Shuka chaka ba.
Silly papa boo papa.
Silly papa boo papa.
Fantastic. You give a call, Catherine?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Super. Thank you so much. And so it's a fun thing. And as soon as you pass it around the group, it gets more interesting. So I'm going to ask Cormac to unmute. And Cormac, you can give a call. And we'll all let me see, who would like to be Cormac's partner? And this is the part where you all put up your hand like this. And you say, me. Okay, Bertie, great, thanks. Here we go. Can you unmute Bertie? So Cormac, you give a call, Bertie can answer.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Ooh, Bertie.
Bert. Oh, sorry, that one went right over my head.
Bo.
Boop, 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 boop.
Da da.
Da.
Well, fantastic. Bertie, get him back. Your turn. You do the call.
Allah. Oh.
Ba 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 ba. Bo.
Da 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 da.
Da 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 da. Ooh.
Sound like that to me.
So that's to me. Well done, Bertie.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, Clean has frozen on me.
Whew. We have to keep on going, Bertie. This could be.
Clíodhna.
Clean it back.
Oh, she's back.
Am I back?
You're back.
Yes, you are.
Okay, sorry about that. Internet is a bit dodgy this morning. Okay, well done, Cormac and Bertie. That was fantastic. So Martin, I'd like you to unmute, and I'm going to put you with Bob. Bob, would you join in for a call and response with Martin? So Martin, you can give the call. Fantastic. And Bobby, would you give a call?
Yeah, sure. My dog is actually barking outside. So
Okay, well, we can all do the, we can all join in on the dog. See if you can have a duet with your dog, Bobby.
Okay.
Thank you so much. That's brilliant. And so you can see how much fun this is in a group situation. This would be fun in breakout rooms, but it's even more fun when we get to hear what's happening in the group situation. So this is something we can do very well in the big space with everybody together. I did have a couple of people primed to jump in, but actually thank you all. I had none of you primed to jump in to do the crazy stuff. So thank you very much for being willing to do it. And then if we take it to our instruments, this idea of call and response. Now, we did imitation now, and I'm not going to ask you to imitate on the instrument. I'm going to ask you to respond. So it means you can copy, but you could also play something else. So if I gave a call like this, what could be your response? Just try at home for yourselves. I'll give another call. So you're picking up the nuances. You're not necessarily picking up the notes, and that's fine on the instrument. So another one might be. Super. And so I'm going to ask Delphine to unmute again, and I'm going to give a call and response, and it's really not the exact notes I play, it's just a response. So if I play. Fantastic. So we're already having a musical conversation. We're not imitating exactly. We can, if we need to teach a tune to the kids or to our musicians, we can do exact imitation. But this is just a really nice way to open up the pathways of communication. Thank you very much, Delphine. So I think this is worth doing in the breakout rooms. So I'm going to put you in again. Let me see. And just try out, oops, I'm going the wrong way, sorry. Try a call and response. One person calls and the other person responds. And if you're three, because some of them will have three in the group, you can go around in a circle, in a kind of a trio. So just respond to the caller and each person take a chance at being the caller. So I'll give you 3 minutes to do this.
Okay, very gentle.
Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Good. So that was call and response. And moving on from that is the idea of meet me where I am. And so I might play a powerful solo like we did at the end of the first segment. You play your solo and the person, your partner, would listen to the end of your solo and respond to that. And then I will listen to the end of their solo and we'll just see if we can have a conversation like that. So I'm going to ask, is Cormac there? Yeah, Cormac, if you would unmute. This is cool. I get a chance to play a duet with you. Okay, so I'm going to express where I am, and I'd like you to meet me where I am. So your response is into what I've played. So let's try it. Thank you so much, Cormac. And so this was just him responding to me, and then that was setting the line for the conversation. So I'd like to try it the other way around, Cormac. If you would give me a call and I'll respond to where you are. Thank you. Wonderful. And so the person who is the caller sets the mood for Meet Me Where I Am. And let me just see if we can stay in the big group to go on with this. I'm just checking the time. Who would like, everybody put their hand up like this? Up their hands. Let me see all the hands. Great. Denise, would you join? And please, Claire. So I'd like Denise to give the call, and Claire. Claire, you maybe need to turn on your original sound, if you know how to do that.
Okay, sorry. Maybe, do you want to get someone else and I'll do that? I'll try.
Okay. Right. Who would like to? Joanna, would you answer Denise's call, please? You'll have to unmute yourself. Super. Denise, if you give another call. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And then, so that's Meet Me Where I Am as an exercise. Is it somebody's wonderful little instrument, or is it the ice cream van coming around? So the next idea would be My House, Your House. So I'm going to play a solo. Let me see who I have not. Louise, would you unmute? Would you join me for this? So I'm going to play How It Is in My House, and Louise is going to visit me in my house and say, oh, I like it in your house, but in my house it's like this. So if I just give an example alone, it would be, this is my house, and she would say, oh, I like your house, but my house is like this. And I say, oh wow, Louise, I like your house, but in my house it's like this. So we take the tail end of what the person has given us, acknowledge that we've listened to them, and then take them over to our house because we think our house is more fun. And they say, well, it is nice in your house, but let's go back to my house. Is that clear, Louise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to start? How is it in your house?
Okay.
So this is Louise's house, but I'm going to say, that's how it is in my house. Come over to my house. now transform that back into your house. So take the pizzicato and then if you can transform it back into your house. Yeah, and get back. Can you remember the original mood that you had? Can you remember that?
Okay.
How you began? Wow, amazing! So now we're back in your house, Louise. And so, well done. Big round of applause for Louise, because that was a really tricky one to do. Super. And so I'm going to put you into breakout rooms. It's my house, your house. If you're not sure how to do it, just do call and response again as another exercise just to have a chance to do it. But my house, your house would be the idea to try out.
Wow. I should be picking up your last one, but I don't know. Okay.
Welcome back, everyone. How was that? Did you have your visiting other people's houses? So the last tool I want to give you before we can have some question time is something which is super, super fun and works live and on Zoom. And it's called dance conducting. And so when I ask you to, I'm going to ask you all to unmute. I'm going to highlight myself. I don't know if you're on gallery view or big speaker view, but I'm going to spotlight myself so that you can all see me. And I'm just going to dance, and whatever you see, you might respond to. And we're going to try this on open mic. So this is a really cool group exercise. So I'm going to invite you all to unmute, and there might be some echo on the line, but we'll just live with it. So I'm here, I'm waiting, I'm your conductor. And if everybody would unmute so that we can have this amazing Zoom orchestra. You're all unmuted. Okay, so here we go. This is the... Thank you so much. And this is so much fun. So seriously, everybody do this because we don't have a chance to get through everybody. Who wants to go? Sinead. Sinead. Okay, I'm going to highlight you for everybody.
I fell for the trick again.
Hang on. Hang on now. I'll just get rid of my spotlight. Okay, Sinead, you're on.
Okay.
Go, Sinead.
fantastic. Oh my goodness. How did you feel, Sinead?
Great. It is really good fun.
Isn't it really good fun? Okay, everybody do this. Seriously, this is your chance. This is your chance, Cormac. Okay, here we go, Cormac.
I fell for it as well. Yeah. Okay.
So we stand for this and just really dance.
Oh no! No way! I'm doing that. Okay.
Wow! Cormac, how was that? How did you feel?
Very good, very good. Our best orchestra I've ever conducted.
Best conductor we've ever had.
Great. So one more and then we have time for questions. This is your chance. Me, pick me, please pick me, please, me. Margaret. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. How was it, Margaret?
Brilliant.
Isn't it brilliant? It is absolutely.
Yeah.
It is really brilliant fun. Great. Well done.
Great fun.
So we just have a few minutes left. This is sort of an overview into my world of what I'm doing online. And if anybody wants to stay in touch, you can check out my website, thecelticcello.com, and there's a sign-up form there if you want to get on my newsletter for when I'm doing online events. But I first of all just want to ask you anyway, how was it? Do you have any feedback if you want to put in the chat, or if you want to tell me about it? What actually, yeah, just feel free to pop in and tell me how you're doing.
Thanks, Clíodhna. That was very interesting, to say the least. But I'm just wondering, have you any kind of, what would you say, you know, you're saying in the beginning for younger children, you'd use a drum. So for a youth orchestra, if you wanted to get them their attention at the beginning, what would you do for that age group?
A youth orchestra, well, I mightn't have a big drum, but I might have a bell. I mean, I would use this with all kind of, not a bell that I ring, but like a cowbell that I would have a rhythmic pattern that I have. Or you can train them that when you put your hand up, just put my cello down for a sec. It's really a matter of creating a culture. So you could train them that when you put your hands up like this, that there's silence. And you can just create a game out of it that you start counting on your fingers until there's silence. Because no matter the age group, they just get engaged with this. And then it maybe takes longer. You say, oh, come on, let's try that again. I know you can do better. And everybody go back to play. I put up my hands. Guaranteed it'll be a shorter amount of time. And it's just practicing that, creating a culture. So it could be a hand signal. It could be a bell or a rhythm. But I think really, if you can avoid shouting and using your voice, it would be great. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, anyone else?
Clíodhna, that was brilliant. I presume all of these things work well with older musicians, as in, you know, people who are studying to perform, because improvising, they can get so blocked up with improvising. Presumably these techniques can be used to freeing up any kind of level of musician.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you've seen now with yourself, how do you feel now compared to the beginning of the workshop? So that's a good indicator. And this works with everybody, especially people who have been in a classical training and they're just like, I can't improvise. It's like, yes, you can. Here's a really easy thing to do. Make one sound and build on that. So, I mean, what I really did now was build on the idea of creating a one quality sound, maybe taking 2 notes, telling your story with one sound. It's like, oh, I can do it. So always giving tools that are possible, and don't come in like, don't get people to babble straight away in the room. I mean, I did it with the kindergarten kids, but this would be too scary and you know, and mortifying in the best possible Irish way. Yeah, but I've used it with people of all different skill levels, and these skills are really, really useful. Anybody else?
I'll just add in my comment there that being silly is very liberating.
You're so right. Yeah. Yes.
Clíodhna, I thought it was brilliant because I'm teaching online since April of last year, doing orchestras and things like that. But I had said to them at the end of term, we'd done bar 99 so many times that I said, oh my God, we're going to do an ice cream party. I have no idea what an ice cream party is. So right now I've got ideas, thank you so much, for my ice cream party.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I'd love to know how it goes, Catherine, if you just, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And I also like to, in this kind of situation, like the dance conducting, you hand off to the kids as soon as possible, because they absolutely love that. And they're much more engaged. They're sick of looking at me, you know, whereas I say, would you get to do it? I mean, it's all interesting for you to watch each other conducting much more than watching me, you know, if you had been looking at me for the last year. So this kind of letting the group lead, give them the opportunity to take a leading role, or in the call and response, is a great idea. Anybody else for feedback or?
Great session, Clíodhna, and just on what Alan said there, and what you had also said about, or someone had made the point about older age groups or older people. I think it was Claire had said older as in post 18, I would imagine, which is kind of the age group that I would work with in the orchestra.
Yeah.
But with junior choirs as well, I can see how this would all be very, very useful, very appealing to all age groups. And one thing I noticed, that after we came back from the breakout rooms today,
yes,
everybody was smiling each and every single time.
Yeah.
And you know, in a long Zoom session, that's new.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is key. I love to get people into breakout rooms as quickly as possible and as often as possible, because that's kind of where there is magic, and that's where it happens. That's where you can interact. You're talking to somebody on, you know, there's 2 or 3 of you, and you get to have a musical conversation, but you get to try out stuff in a smaller group. I mean, I let you do a lot of trying out, for example, in breakout rooms before I asked anybody to do something in the main session, because again, it's too scary. But you have, oh, I can do this, yeah, and fine, and I can be crazy, or I can be really quiet. And I mean, silence is also, I didn't talk a lot about this because I wanted to squash a lot in, but silence is also an offering that we could do. I mean, I have lots and lots more ideas. I had to really hone it down to say, okay, what are the best skills that I can give you to start you off? And I'd love to hear back from you, how it goes for you. I mean, would you actually write in the chat bar? I'd love to know what one tool, what's your biggest takeaway from this session that you think, I'm going to implement this immediately. I'd love to hear that on the chat bar. So yeah, that you really think, what am I going to use? And so while you're doing that, is there any other questions or feedback? Story on one note. Dance conducting, great. Greater use of breakout rooms, super. Seeing what you play. So you all got different things. I'm thrilled. So Alan, if we'd like to find a closing. I have one thing I'd like to do at the very end, but if there's anything, Alan, that you'd like to add before we close?
Nothing at all, Peter.
Okay.
And well, this has been filmed. I've been filming all my breakout rooms. I don't know if anyone else has managed, but we will.
Okay.
If anyone has managed to record their breakout rooms, please do send them along to us, or let us know at least. And so we'll be putting probably most of this condensed version up online at the very least, and we'll email everyone down the line as well, so you can watch it back and you can share it with other people. And thanks for coming, everyone, and I've enjoyed it. I think very much everyone else has too. So
Okay, fine.
Back to you, Clíodhna.
Thank you so much, Alan, and thank you for having me. I'm absolutely thrilled. So what I like to do to close the session, we started in sound with a 1 quality sound, and my idea is in a moment I'm going to ask you to all unmute, and we're just going to do it with the voice. So we're going to take a breath, and we're all going to sing one sound together on one breath, and this is a sound for ourselves, to thank ourselves for taking the time on a Thursday morning to show up and to participate. So here we go. Well, we'll all unmute first. So if you all unmute, and this is just going to be a vocal sound. I'll give you a cue. You all want to unmute. Here we go. A breath and a sound. And our second 1 quality sound is for the group, to say thank you for being such an amazing group, and it's such a fun group and interactive. So this can have a lot of energy, and we can put our hands up like this. So we're going to really send it to the group. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And our last sound of the day is, if you want to face a window or a door, this good feeling that we have, we want to share it with the world. And I believe everything is vibration. And so we can send a really good vibe out into the world from our morning's workshop. So face a window or a door and send this great sound out into the world. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.